ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಲೋಶಿಯಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಜೈವಿಕ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಮತ್ತು ಜೈವಿಕ ಉದ್ಯಮಶೀಲತೆ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಗಾರವು ರಾಬರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ವೇರಿಯಾ ಹಾಲ್ ಎಲ್ಸಿಆರ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯಿತು. ಎಬಿಎಲ್ಇ ಮತ್ತು ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜೈವಿಕ ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆಯ ಪರಿಚಯ, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಉತ್ತೇಜಿಸುವ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಉಪಕ್ರಮಗಳು, ಜೈವಿಕ ಉದ್ಯಮಶೀಲತೆಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಕಾರ್ಯತಂತ್ರದ ಯೋಜನೆಯಲ್ಲಿನ ಮೂಢನಂಬಿಕೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಗಾರ ನಡೆಯಿತು. ಆಂಕೋಲಜಿ ಮತ್ತು ರೋಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿಯ ಹೆಡ್ನೆಕ್ ಸರ್ಜಿಕಲ್ನ ದೇಶವನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸುವ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಾದ ಡಾ ವಿಶಾಲ್ ರಾವ್, ಸಿಎಸ್ಒ ಅಜೂಕಾ, ಸಹ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪಕರಾದ ಡಾ ಫಾತಿಮಾ ಬೆನಜೀರ್ ಜೆ, ಮಣಿಪಾಲ್ನ ಬಯೋ ಇನ್ಕ್ಯುಬೇಟರ್ನ ಸಿಇಒ ಡಾ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಥೋಮಸ್, ಬಿಐಎಆರ್ಟಿ ಎಲ್ಎಲ್ಪಿ ಸಹ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪಕರು ಮತ್ತು ಪಾಲುದಾರರಾದ ಡಾ ಜಾಸ್ಮಿನ್ ಎಸ್ ಕಾಮತ್ ಅವರು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದರು.
I have credentials, I have publications, but I really struggled to get, I was in tears because I've got 2 grants, but it's not that I have won every time. I've reached the last 4, last 5, and then I've not got it. And then, we lost Bayrak, we lost Sibri, and I was shattered. I'm like, what is happening? And this is such an important thing, people can move their fingers and all. But then I realized, now that I realize you're a youngster, so you'll be wondering how come, I'm crying that I didn't get, and how can you get? So you have probably 4 stages here. The first will be, you're a youngsters. So you need to convince the step 1 in your life are your parents and your family members, okay? So once you get them on your side, so how do you get your parents to be on your side? Get up at 8:30 in the morning and run to class, not making your bed. No, that doesn't work out that way. So you need to get up early. You need to do a couple of chores in the house. Take, help dad and mom out. And then your parents will think you guys are a little bit adults and you're responsible. So, then when you come to be a responsible adult, that is when your parents will sit across you on the table as business partners. And that's when they will believe you. The second step, your next home and your next parent, that is your college and your teachers and your mentors.
Okay, even Bose is from an Indian scientist, although it was not an innovation from India, but I'm very fond of ID, okay? I think that was an amazing innovation that scaled up to a good business. Although the innovation is very simple, it was simple jugads, and if you really follow Mustafa's posts, he talks about all the small jugads they did in terms of packaging, fermentation, and so on. So I think I'm a great fan of that because it's really solving a problem of idli batter for every woman at home, okay? So that's the key factor, right? Any problem, how do you identify a problem? It must solve somebody's pain. So that is what is a real problem, right? Unless it solves your pain, will you be willing to pay? Nobody is willing to pay unless and until a product solves your pain. So whenever you want to identify a problem, it's always good to address your prospective customers' key pain points. So as long as you address that, as long as you solve that problem or pain point, it's easy for you to make money from it, okay? So a little background about myself. So I know most of you are here. I was there once upon a time, very passionate about science but clueless.
If you go to innovate for markets, you will only get some kind of vague answers like what the cola guy did. So innovate for individuals, it has a soul to it. It can go to masses, it can become markets. But if you do the reverse way, you are reading the wrong way, again the problem. AI is a 1 billion industry and I want to do something in AI. And people come and talk to me this and I feel like telling them, where's the problem? No, AI, I want to do something in AI. So I recently gave a nice keynote address at TIFR about AI versus natural stupidity. Where do we draw the line? It's very important for us to understand where are we going to draw the lines in the future. So I had a problem which I was living with for almost a decade, throat cancer patients who couldn't speak. And I wanted to see what can I do, because I believe that speech is a right, not a privilege. Like, imagine one half of this group telling that if you have money you will talk, on this side of the group saying no money, so you won't talk. Now God didn't create this universe like this. He created it with much more equity and equality. So I invented this device basically because most of them were outside of the affordable range and there were only 2 patents. So initially when I started 15 years back, they told me you can't patent it. Then I patented it. Then they said you can't sell it. Then they said, no, it's not been going to be.
If you come up with something, some designs or some concepts or some products or some process, the novelty component is the first thing you have to analyze. How you will do that one? You have to do the patent search. For example, as an innovator, you know your keywords. Okay? So your keywords, especially with the specification of your products, if you cannot find in any of these patent databases, for example, I am developing a drug for leukemia, right? My keyword is leukemia, my drug scientific name, and subcomponents of the reactions. I put that keyword in the Google patent, and nothing is found similar. If the similarity is less than around say 50 or 60%, then you can claim it into intellectual property agent. Agent will also do a pre-analysis of your patent. The patentability search we used to say, patentability search they will do, and second search also they will do is the freedom to operate. For example, if your drug is coming as a byproduct of some other process, then you will not get that patent. So freedom to operate search is also must, and patentability. Two searches they will do, and both you qualified, then you can go with the provisional patent, right? Till this step is only you and your patent agent is involved. That is a very fast process. You can complete within 1 or 3 months maximum, right? If it is not big complicated science, it can complete in 3 months. And once you file, there is a process. It may be from 1 to 2 years. There is an acceleration process. Generally, within 1 year, you have to file the final patent, and after that, it will be examined. And based on the complexity of your science, the examination duration may be vary. Sometimes, we are in some sort of the design patents, we get 15 months, we will get granted the patent. Sometimes, if based on the complexity, it may go up to 1, 2, 3 years. Now, it is pretty streamed. So, the cost for this patent is covered from the various schemes. The various central schemes and state schemes are covering this cost. If you especially coming into the startup space, this is covered by Government of Karnataka, Startup Karnataka scheme. You will get a 2 lakhs of reimbursement from government for the Indian patent, and for 10 lakhs for the international patent, you will get a reimbursement of 10 lakhs. Similar.
ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಬಿಎಲ್ಇ ಸಿಇಒ ನಾರಾಯಣನ್ ಸುರೇಶ್, ಸೈಂಟ್ ಅಲೋಶಿಯಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಜೇವಿಯರ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ನ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾರಾಯಣ್ ಭಟ್, ಸೈಂಟ್ ಅಲೋಶಿಯಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರವೀಣ್ ಮಾರ್ಟಿಸ್ ಎಸ್ಜೆ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿದ್ದರು. ಮಹೇಶ್, ವಿ4 ನ್ಯೂಸ್, ಮಂಗಳೂರು.